She mixed it, baby. You got the hit though.
Enw fi di Eritowda o Gymbanwo, ond dwi'n mynd efo'r enw Sage Todz. Dwi o pentra bach yn enw Pen y Groes, I lawr fanna. Mae'r wlad ei hun yn fach, ond mae'r ddraig yn pwyso tynnall. Cymru am byth.
Mae dod rhy hawdd, dwi'n mynd sôn am ty gael, pam dwi'n deud bod fi'n eisio prawd.
Dwi wedi bod yn hip-hop head ers o'n i'n ifanc. Dwi wedi bod yn gwrando i pobl fel Drake, 50 Cent, lots o UK rap artists hefyd, fel Gets a Cawn, a just y grime scene. Dwi'n meddwl bod yn cwestiwn gwirion pan mae pobl yn gofyn ta fi pam dwi'n rapio'n Cymraeg, achos dwi yn Gymro. Dwi'n siarad Cymraeg bob dydd, felly mae'n neud synwyr bod fi'n neud cerddoriaeth drwy gyfrwng Cymraeg hefyd, a Saesneg. Hogan a'n anlla eisiau dod adra, mae just give it a gwaith cartra actio fel... Mae rapio'n y Gymraeg di agor lot o drysau fi. Ond sgwni os mae'na glas ceiling. Dwi ddim ar ben fy hun. Mae'na rapwyr ar draws Prydain yn defnyddio ieithoedd Lleiafrifol I wneud cerddoriaeth. O Albaneg I Wyddeleg.
Na back yn poverty, Hammy Sgith sy'n lawer lynig leb la sgrifennu.
Y rheswm dwi'n neud yr rhaglen yma ydy dwi'n trio ffeindio allan os mae defnyddio Cymraeg yn eich cerddoriaeth neu unrhyw ieith Celtaidd arall yn dal chi nôl. Symudais I Cymru pan o'n i'n 7 oed, 2007, a dwi wedi byw yna ers 15 blwyddyn rhan. Mae dad yn pregethwr, felly nath o clywed gan Duw bod yn amser I ni dod I fama a setio fyny eglwys, so dyna be nathon ni fel teulu. Oedd tyfu fyny fel un o'r unig pobl du yn Pen y Groes yn anodd lot o'r amser, dwi'n mam 10 clwydda. Dwi'n meddwl o'n i'n sioc I pobl ac o pobl Pen y Groes yn sioc I fi hefyd. Oedd hi'n anodd rei weithiau, ond mae di helpu creu fi fel ydw I, ie.
Degi deg! Degi deg! Degi deg! No ticking bell, my line is shifting, gwrando degi deg!
Does tam llawer o rapwyr yng Nghymru, ac mae'r rhan fwyaf yn defnyddio unau Saesneg neu Cymraeg.
Dwi'n mynd yn neud Cymraeg, wel enwad un sy'n neud o'n mae defnydd fi ar ben o beth you two win star 10 gwyn 10. I've always been a certain guys on Instagram.
Dwi'n hoffi newid rhwng ieithoedd yn tracks fi. Mae'n siwtio fi ac yn agor fy nghaneuon I fyny cynulleidfa mwy. Dwi'n rapio yn y ddwy iaith achos bod fi'n siarad y ddwy iaith syml. Dwi'n meddwl bod rhyddhau cerddoriaeth drwy Cymraeg yn gallu bod yn double-edged sword, achos mae'r cymorth dwi'n gael gan y Cymru yn peth da. Nes I recordio trac o hyd ar gyfer Cymdeithas Bêl-droed Cymru a gath o'n viral yn ystod Cwpan y Byd 2022. O'n I digon lwcus gael fy ddewis perfformio'n Qatar a cafodd y gan ei chwarae dros y byd I gyd. Ond, mi oedd y gan yn ddwyieithog. Tybed o fysa fo wedi gael ei chwarae gymaint os fysa fo'n Gymraeg yn unig. Os mae hyn yn broblem I ni gyda 600,000 o siaradwyr Cymraeg, sut mae yn yr Alban gyda llai na 60,000? Mae Hammy Sgith yn rapio ngeilig yr Alban. Iaith mae llai na 2% o'r poblogaeth yn siarad. A fel aelod o gymuned Iaith Lleiafrifol, mae o wedi cael gwahoddiad i'r Glasgow Mela. Yr wyl gerddorol asiaidd fwyaf yn yr Alban. Yes, Hammy.
What's happening, G? How you getting on?
I'm good, bro. What are you telling me? You good?
Aye, decent.
Let's go, bro. Let's enjoy this festival. My first time in Glasgow and that.
Aye, for real, bro?
Yeah, bro. Never been there.
Ah, man, it's class, eh? We'll take you out to the Trictor pubs after, eh?
Say no
Get you a
more.
wee session on and all that, yeah?
Obviously, you rap and you rap in Gaelic. How did you start incorporating the language after learning it into your rap?
I wrote in English first. I just wasn't into it until I tried doing it in Gaelic, eh? It was over the lockdown and I was like chatting to my pals, like, I'll make a video of my rap music, right? So I went to the park, took like a little video every day until I had like a video. And then I posted it to all the boys on Discord and they were like, that's funny and all that. And then I like checked back and it had like gone Gaelic viral, which means like at least 100 people seen it, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have any songs in English?
Do you know what was weird, bro? Like, see, when I started doing it, I was like, I'm not going to use a single word of English. But it came from a place of insecurity, I realised. I was like, no one's going to take me seriously unless I only use Gaelic. But then, as I started going around the islands and stuff, I was like, everyone uses English. Like, here and there, do you know what I mean?
What went wrong? Did I say something rude? It's not like a stew was all that good.
Some elements of like the Gaelic, call them the Gaelic mafia if you want, but like, there's some elements of like Gaelic culture that want to keep it in a box and keep it like, no, this is one thing and we keep it over here and it's just for these people and no one else that touches it. Know what I mean, bro? You're like, and you're kind of like, the people that keep it alive aren't like that. It's just you mad people with your mad gold medals and stuff, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm Hammy Sgith. Ready for this one.
Where do you want to take it and where can you see it going?
Ah, bro, it's a big question, eh? Do I want to do like, be a pop star and all that? Yeah, bro, you get like rakes of cash. Of course I'd want to be a pop star, but like, we'll just see what's in store, yeah?
Obviously, it's not just you and me who do this. I rap in Welsh, you rap in Scots, there's some guys in Ireland who rap as well. What do you see for the scene? Do you think there's a space within the rap scene for more minority languages to thrive?
If you build it, they will come sort of thing, bro. So like, if instead of like looking at us trying to break into the mainstream, like, what if we just tried to build our own little thing, had like, imagine like the Avengers of minoritized culture, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You've got like Basque man, Welsh man, Scots Gaelic man, Irish Gaelic man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that. Avengers Assemble, yeah?
Yeah.
Ers fi gweld chdi ddwytha, mae lot di newid. Nes i ffeindio allan bod fi ddim yn cael perfformio yn y Steddfod na maes B blwyddyn yma. Ac o'n i isio gadael y fans gwybod. Felly nes i yrru tweet allan ar y trydar. Ac ia, mae di gael dipyn bach o sylw. Nes i dweud i'r pobl sy'n gofyn, ni fyddai'n cael perfformio maes B na Steddfod blwyddyn yma achos polisi iaith Cymraeg nhw. Basically, maen nhw wedi dewis bod yna gormod o Saesneg yn cyneuon fi. Dwi'n parchu'r polisi iaith. Mae'n dewis nhw. Yr unig peth dwi ddim yn hollol deall ydy o'n i yna blwyddyn dwytha'n perfformio. So diolch yn gwneud sens i fi. O rhan newid caneuon fi, y rhai sy'n bodoli'n barod a newid a cyfieithu nhw i'r Gymraeg, na. Diolch yn opsiwn o gwbl i fi. Fel artist, mae'r can yn final product. Dwi'n yma i trio newid rhywbeth sydd wedi bod yna ers cyn i fi gael fy ngeni. Dyn nhw'n misio agor drws, dyn nhw'n methu cael. Mae'n siom i fi yn personol fel artist bod fi'n cael perfformio. Ers y tweet, mae pethau wedi bod yn wyllt ar-lein. Un o'r comment sydd wedi denu lot o sylw oedd un gan cyd-gerddor Gareth Potter. Gareth oedd un o'r pobl cyntaf i rapio yng Nghymraeg, felly diolch yn newydd i'r dadl yma.
Nes i wneud Facebook post oedd yn defendio rheoliaeth. Ac o'n i'n disgwyl byddwn ni byth yn wneud post fel yma. Tymod, bod fi yn 50s, dwi yn dal i feddwl amdano fy hun fel rebel. Ond dwi'n trio edrych ar ddiwylliant a trio meddwl beth sy'n mynd ymlaen fan hyn. Nawr, mae'r rheoliaeth wedi bod yna ers 1952 cyn i fi gael yng ngeni. A'r unig lle yn y byd i gyd, lle mae yna rheoliaeth, mae'n rhaid i barchu hwnna mewn ffordd. Tymod, a mae e really... Dwi'n parchu ti am jyst mynd, dwi ddim eisiau addasu fy ngwaith i. Ond so ti wedi tynnu mas o'r gig, sydd yn real shame. Dwi'n gwybod bod lot o bobl yn y Steddfod yn siomedig iawn bod ti'n mynd i perfformio, cos ond yn edrych mlaen at ti, tymod. Ond mae'n rhywbeth sy'n gorau cael ei barchu mewn ffordd. Beth sy'n grêt am hip-hop yw mae'n diwylliant sydd yn mynnu torri trwy ffiniau. Mae'n fudiad ac yn diwylliant sydd yn cwestiynu. Ac mae rapio mewn mwy nag un iaith yn rhywbeth sydd yn anochel a sydd yn rhywbeth, tymod, sydd yn mynd i gael ei wneud a sydd yn rhywbeth dwi ddim yn erbyn. In fact, o'i blaid e. A dwi'n gweld hwnna fel rhan o ddyfodol pop Cymraeg mewn ffordd. Ffeindiwch beth sydd yn unique i chi. Nawr, mae gen ti rhywbeth hollol unique lle bod ti yn switcho o un iaith i'r llall. Os wyt ti moyn mynegu dy hun ac wyt ti'n gallu ffeindio dy lais a'r geiriau a music sydd yn dy enw di, do it. Tymod, yn sicr, gwnewch e. A ffeindio llwyfan ar gyfer hwnna. A beth sy'n ni'n dweud ydy just bydd yn amazing.
Diolch, Carif. Working on it.
Rocia! Ti'n iawn?
Mae Dom o Lloyd yn ffrindiau da i mi. Nes I gyfarfod nhw drwy rapio, a da ni wedi rhannu'r llwyfan llawer gwaith. Heddiw, dwi wedi dod I weld nhw recordio yn eu studio ar Paper Mill Road. Mae rhai pobl ar Twitter o'r farn mae cadw cerddoriaeth fi sydd yn dwyieithog allan o'r Eisteddfod eleni yn rhywbeth wneud helpu achub I iaith. Be ti'n meddwl am hynna?
Dim o gwbl, oherwydd mae'n siŵr gymaint o pobl sydd wedi gadael yr ysgol hefo fi. Maen nhw ddim yn siarad Cymraeg, maen nhw methu siarad Cymraeg nawr. It's a simple fact of mae pobl ddim eisiau dysgu iaith sydd yn teimlo fel mae ddim yn inclusive. Fel mae angen fod yn inclusive I pobl dysgu'r iaith yma. Mae'r iaith yn marw. Ni'n gweld y tweets ar Twitter o pobl yn dweud, oh yeah, he brought me into this language. I've started learning Welsh because I listened to his music to understand what's going on.
This one is destiny, man's meant to be,
Maen nhw ddim yn deall be ni'n trio wneud. A fi'n meddwl mae'n kind of disservice i'r iaith bod nhw ddim yn cael ti I performio fyna oherwydd popeth ti wedi dod i'r scene, hefo clip yna ar Twitter round a round lle mae wedi mynd a be ti wedi wneud I gallu hybio'r iaith Cymraeg.
Dim yn cael ti yn yr Eisteddfod yn mynd I wneud lot mwy o niwed i'r iaith Cymraeg na ddim cael ti fyna oherwydd y potensial ti'n cael I tyfu'r iaith a'r ffordd ti wedi bod yn tyfu'r iaith.
Ni'n gwybod mae'n reolau, ond mae'n amser nawr I gallu newid pethau oherwydd ni yn lle yn Cymru lle mae pethau newid.
Pam nes ti gychwyn rapio yn y Cymraeg?
I fod yn onest, cyn I ni wneud be o'n i'n wneud hefo'n gilydd, fi'n cofio fod yn y studio hefo Don. So o'n i wedi wneud rap Saesneg a wedyn ar y diwedd, o'n i wedi kind of just ado bach o Cymraeg. Just I gweld be oedd e'n swnio fel, o'n i'n hoffi'r ffordd oedd e'n swnio.
Pwy sy'n galw? Does dim galw nhw, mae'r ffôn di marw.
I fod yn onest, ni wedi cael mwy o lwyddiant dros y blwyddyn diwetha gyda un can Cymraeg. Nawr, ni erioed wedi cael gyda unrhyw beth Saesneg o'n i'n wneud am 3-4 blwyddyn cyn ni efe.
Pwy sy'n galw? Pwy sy'n galw arna I? Ges I 3 missed call o hyd, dwi yn ystw mae dom da fi, mae ffôn di marw.
Mae ffaith bod e'n Cymraeg a mae fe'n mwy niche a fel novelty. Ar hyn o bryd, ni wedi cael lot mwy o lwyddiant gyda wneud e'n Cymraeg I fod yn onest. Mae rap Saesneg, mae fe mor saturated. Hyd yn oed yng Nghymru, mae pawb eisiau bod yn fel rapiwr. Ond fi'n meddwl mae y ffaith bod ni'n rapio yn Gymraeg yw'r gwahaniaeth na sy'n wneud e'n diddorol.
Galw am llys, galw am plis, galw am plis, galw am di, galw am ffydd, galw am DJ, gofyn am replay, cofio...
Ni wedi clywed rap Cymraeg, wrth gwrs, ond ni heb clywed yr ffordd ni'n wneud sydd yn kind of fresh, cool, a just, you know, dangos bach o culture ni.
Ti'n meddwl bod cerddoriaeth Cymraeg efo ceiling, ta ti'n meddwl bod yn gallu mynd â chi I rwla bell?
Ni ddim yn gwybod os mae'n ceiling eto, ti'n gwybod? Ni'n mynd I trio gwythio heibio nhw'r ceiling ni'n gweld, a just chill. Gwythio fe lle mae beth di mynd o blaen.
Ni gyd wedi bod yn mynd fel hyn hyd yma, mae ddim wedi bod yn unrhyw rwystre. Ond o ran tyfu, fi'n teimlo fel does dim reswm pam na allai fe mynd yn bellach a mynd tu hwnt I Gymru.
Ond mae pobl ni wedi siarad I, a mae pobl ni wedi perfformio I sydd ddim yn siarad Cymraeg. Maen nhw wedi dweud I ni'n caru'r cerddoriaeth, mae'r vibe, mae'r egni.
Fi'n teimlo fel cerddoriaeth yw cerddoriaeth os ti'n gallu uniaethu da fe.
Cytuno Lloyd, cerddoriaeth da yw cerddoriaeth da mewn unrhyw iaith. Grŵp artistiaid sydd yn profi hyn yw triawd hip-hop o Iwerddon. Kneecap.
Fuck me, ni ac am yn y bastardi Cardw yn y wala gar y molach as y tifysdi Sians ar bi, go wehishin ma wala MD Mae'r culture yn nog das neil ffater riven
Mae Kneecap yn tŵrio ar draws y byd I gyd a mae ganddyn nhw dros 6 miliwn o streams. Mae nhw, fel fi, hefyd yn rapio mewn 2 iaith, Saesneg a Gwyddeleg. Ond oes na rapwyr eraill sydd yn torri trwodd yn y Wyddeleg. Serious.
Shemai Toda.
My guy, Seamus, how are you, bro?
Welcome to County Kerry.
Croeso.
Mae Seamus yn rapio o Kerry I Werddon. Mae o'n perfformio o dan yr enw Sŵl o Fon, a mae gennym ni lawer yn gyffredin.
All the way from Carnarvon to Cnocanor.
Cnocanor, yeah?
That's it. We're looking out here at the Atlantic Ocean. Behind us is the River Shannon flowing out into it. Down here is a village by the sea called Ballybunion. We're looking out here at the Kingdom of Kerry, man, and this is where we used to always come to listen to music and chill out at night time.
Yeah, it feels almost like home in a way, you know? It's crazy.
Similar landscape.
Yeah, definitely. If we're going back to where it all began type thing, was Irish Gaelic and speaking that part of your upbringing, or is it an intentional thing you decided to do?
To put it simple,
yeah,
I was born in a foreign land. I was born in England.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so as you know better than anyone, man, immigration is a big part of my family history and as a result, my identity. But for whatever reason, my family moved back from London back to Ireland. And to make things even more complicated, they threw me into a Gael school, an Irish-speaking
I've heard this story before, man. This is my life.
Yeah, so at one hand, I was experiencing it as like the outsider, the London Paddy after kind of coming back into the rural area. But then on the other hand, I was being immersed in the Irish language. Even though all I was hearing at the start was, "Na lawer beerle, na lawer beerle."
What does that mean?
Don't speak English. Stop speaking English. Stop speaking English. Na lawer beerle. Because all I was doing was speaking English, like. But after a while, even though I was replying to them in English, there was something here at the back of the head that was sucking in things.
Just absorbs it, innit?
It absorbed
around that
it,
age. Yeah,
as we say in Irish.
How did you start integrating that into rapping, bro?
In a sense, maybe I felt more comfortable expressing myself as an outsider through the Irish language than I did through the English language. It's like...
Yeah, I fully rate that. And maybe, from my experience, more new ground that hasn't been trodden on, if that makes sense. Like, when we're talking English, because it's one of the majority languages of the world, almost, not everything has been done, but you know, it's like Irish, Gaelic, Welsh, it's like, it's not been fully explored yet within what we do. So I feel like there's so much space there. It feels, there's a free space there to really, you know, pave the way. Artists such as Kneecap from Ireland have seen a lot of mainstream success.
Kneecap are the biggest ever to come out of Ireland.
Do you know what I mean? And that's crazy, using a minority language. Do you think that's an indicator of people's demand for it? Do you think they're an anomaly, or do you think that the rest of us can get into that mainstream space?
Well, let me tell you this, man. A couple of years ago, I was at Electric Picnic. There was thousands of people there. Thousands. I couldn't count how many people was inside there. And when the Irish language lyric would come in, you would have half the audience roaring that out. And then when the next line came in, the English language line, it was the other half of the audience that was screaming that. It was one of them, it was an amazing moment, like. It's not what the language is necessarily, it's about what the message that the language is carrying.
It's about what you're saying. I've been saying this for a while. It's about what I'm saying. Less about...
An ear na gwan.
Yeah, man. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Can we listen to some of your music then, bro?
I got some stuff for you, y'all.
The Welsh language and the government, they want to grow the language, and it's a good thing for the language to grow. So anybody who, I guess, is seeing growth or representing the country and speaking the language, you almost become a little bit of a front runner for the language, even without asking to. I just make music.
Music and art is actually more powerful than politics. Politics are constantly trying to catch up with art, but it can't, like. Because art is about moving forward. It's about, it's the same as language. It's the same as language. You try to control language, you try to put down stuff on the language, you say to speak in one way, the kid will start speaking another way. I'll tell you this for one nothing, this is the truth now, this is what I believe. Conserving something and conserving something and packaging something, fuck that, there's no cracking that. There's no cracking that.
I hear you.
It's about movement.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. It's about movement.
Abrium yn eisiau am o gael gwas Smaff yn enwch in ysgwa Fel mo fi yno Ffilo af rhywbeth Come along, suffer Hughes Corp Ni waith i gen
Mae defnyddio iaith Lleiafrifol yn cario lot o bwysau, hyd yn oed os ti ddim isio fo. Ti'n cynrychioli dy wlad, dy bobl, ac fel Seamus, dwi'n falch iawn o hynny.
Hi.
What are you telling me, Juice?
How are you?
I'm good, man, I'm good. Welcome to Tavil and that.
It's nice.
What I'm saying. Did you come last year?
No, I've never heard of this. It was my first time.
Welsh festival type thing.
Yeah.
Mae Juice Menis yn rapiwr o Gaerdydd sydd ddim yn siarad Cymraeg. Mae wedi cael lot o sylw am ei gwaith tu mewn a tu allan i Gymru. Ac yn ddiweddar, mi wnaeth hi ddefnyddio rai geiriau Cymraeg mewn fideo i Gymdeithas Bêl-droed Cymru. This is the last song, thank you very much.
I was going to ask you, thank you. So have you been speaking Welsh like your whole life?
Since I was 7.
Okay.
This is for us, for them, for her, for every girl and loyal supporter. My hin, I go for a Cymru, this one's for the books, from the pitch to the border. This is for...
In your collaboration with the FAW, you started integrating Welsh lyrics into your raps. Can you see yourself doing that more? And also, what was your inspiration for doing that?
I would definitely like to use the Welsh language more. I think it's important, and I think helping it appeal to the younger generations is also important. I actually did it because I had big shoes to fill. You did yours first, obviously.
I'm just a little guy.
And I just wanted to make sure that mine held the same weight, but also I did the women's team the same level of justice. So I feel like, yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah. In the future, could you see yourself utilising the language more? I remember you told me that you're starting to learn it, or you're looking for a sponsor to help you learn Welsh, or what?
I think there's a big opportunity or a big gap in the market for artists like myself to really pick up the language and to sort of make it more apparent in Welsh artistry. Obviously, everyone knows I'm from Wales, I'm from Cardiff, but I think it would do the Welsh scene justice to use the language a bit more. So I would like to in the future, for sure. I think to be a Welsh artist means like being an underdog, which I don't mind. I find them motivating. I think when you first approach the music scene and you look at other big capital cities, it can be quite scary or overwhelming, thinking that, oh, I don't have the same stance, I don't come from a scene as big. But now I kind of like it, and I think it's kind of changing. I'd still say Wales is definitely the underdog. It's the underdog in a lot of different aspects. Yeah, but you have to rate yourself, and I think, like, I'm sure you would agree, as a music scene, we all do respect each other, we all do push each other, we all strive for each other, and I think like that's something that's really important. I think it takes one or two people to really push it, and then just like any other trend, any other new thing, it starts to catch on. I think there's definitely a lot of people who are bilingual that are probably talented but just haven't been given that shot or that opportunity. I think it's definitely there. You need to see it to then believe it, and then people will put it on. So I can definitely see it coming. I just think, yeah, I think it's early stages, early days, but for sure.
Mae'n anhygoel bod rhywun yn sefyllfa Juice Menis yn fodlon ac isio dysgu Cymraeg ac yn defnyddio fo drwy cherddoriaeth. Fel artist, y peth gorau fedra i wneud ydy parhau y daith. Ac os di hynna'n golygu chwarae gigs mewn llefydd fel Tafwyl, yna mi fyddai'n hapus iawn.
Some of the biggest talents have grown up in this small town. You're only finding diamonds when your face is in the ground. Grammy sings his Grammy sound. I'm pressing down. I'm pressing. Make you stop your fellow parade. Dream in the top 53 to the night. Can't carry your sweet in the blood. You have to play. Because hey, top of hey, boy, the hey, man can't go. Some tweeter. Say the percent don't come and speak clear.
I think today is a door opened within itself. It's not something that I've had the opportunity of coming to before, so I definitely think the more that you appreciate the Welsh language, the more Wales appreciates you as an artist. So it goes hand in hand.
Hey, Tabl, my Sage, di newid yn ffordd mae pobl yn edrych ar yr iaith Cymraeg. Make some noise!
It's been amazing, oedd y cynulleidfa'n absolutely wyllt. Dwi'n teimlo fel ers maes bi blwyddyn dwytha. Ia, ydy... I ateb y cwestiwn mawr, ydy hyn yn dal chi nôl, defnyddio ieithoedd Lleiafrifol. Dwi'n meddwl bod o'n mewn ffyrdd o ran tyfu, ond mewn ffyrdd eraill, dwi'n meddwl bod yn helpu chi perthnasu efo'r gwlad ei hun. So, ia, gobeithio bod y perfformiad yna'n neud ni un step yn agosach i llwyddiant. Yn bersonol, dwi'n meddwl mae Neges nid yr iaith sy'n bwysig. Os mae yna un person yng Nghymru, neu tu allan, yn cael ei ysbrydoli gan fy neges i, ym mha bynnag iaith, yna mae hynna'n llwyddiant.
Angen presid docker, iawn.